stains on a leather-bound book, a heavy shadow that the hallway took. We traced the geometry of ancient stone and learned to be crowded while completely alone. The ivy is choking the balcony rail, the ink on the parchment is starting to pale. We look for the answers in classical prose, but nobody keeps what the winter wind blows. Dust motes dancing in a single beam, living inside of a dead poet's dream. The grandfather clock is a hammer tonight, striking the hours in the dim candlelight. We argue of empires that fell to the rust, and how every monument turns into dust. You hold your teacup like a weapon of war, defending a boundary that matters no more. The midnight bells begin to toll, a quiet fracture in the soul. We read the lines between the lines and ignore plays as the library burns. We are twisting the pages and waiting our turns, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade. Washing the romantic illusions away. The coffee is bitter, the fire is dead, with 1,000 footnotes left unsaid in the head. We walk through the courtyard in matching wool coats, passing each other encrypted small notes. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how we rewrite it to make us just friends. The statues are weeping in the heavy downpour. We don't even know we're fighting here for, a classical myth that we cannot escape, a silhouette trapped in a dark velvet cave. The archive is locked and the keys have been lost. We calculate love by the ultimate cost, a beautiful ruin, a structural flaw, the coldest conclusion that we ever saw. And the orchestra plays as the library burns. We are twisting the pages and waiting our turns, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade. Let the ink dry, let the binding tear. There is nothing but static left in the air. Did we build this academy just to collapse? Did we draw the borders to tear up the maps? Plays as the library burns. We are twisting the pages and waiting our turns, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade, in this Gothic parade. Close the final chapter, let the dust settle down. close the final chapter. Let the dust settle down. We are the ghosts of a forgotten town. The leather bindings are beginning to rot, and all the philosophies we carefully bought are just blank pages in a ruined room, a quiet monument to our shared doom. I turn the final page, I drop the ink pen, realizing we will never be here again. The architecture of our regret is complete. Every stone, every arch, every cold retreat. We built a sanctuary out of pride and prose, and lost the garden just to save the white rose. Your name is a whisper in the silent stacks, a private remainder in the melting wax. We don't argue of history or check the line for the parallel narrative we used to design. The chapel bells are completely still tonight as the waking world moves out of our sight. We close the ultimate volume, we counted the rest, and hold the quiet tragedy close to the chest. And the orchestra plays as the library clears. We are washing the pages with our final tears, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade. To a gentle shade of rust, a quiet monument returning to the dust. I don't hear your breathing in the dark space next to me, just the final movement of our tragedy. The archive is locked, the keys have been lost, and we finally calculated the ultimate cost. But the structure stands though the fire is dead, a permanent footprint of the lives that we led, trapped inside the chapters of an ancient book, behind the heavy shadows that the hallway took. We leave our private rebellion under the snow and step away from everything we used to know. And the orchestra plays as the library clears. We are washing the pages with our final tears, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade. Let the ink this Gothic parade. Close the final chapter. Let the dust settle down. The ash has settled on the courtyard floor, and no one paces through the ruined door. The heavy pillars are blackened and gray, a quiet monument to our final day. I kick a fragment of a charred up beam, the cold remains of a scholarly dream. The text is gone, the pages are dust, and the iron hinges have turned to rust. They built a fence around the library square to keep the strangers from wandering there. But they don't know about the vaults underneath, where we hid our secrets like a sword in a sheath. You are a phantom in the smoke-stained space, a memory I can't quite efface. We spent a winter translating the fire, only to perish on our own pyre. Fire was the one thing we lost, and the piano plays an epilogue of ash, the quiet remainder of a violent clash. No thundering drums to disrupt the design, just a weeping violin that's crossing the line. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the courtyard is still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this ruined academy. Cracked on the frozen up ground, a permanent stain where no answers were found. I don't hear your footsteps along the stone path or see the remainder of our math. The tragedy isn't that everything burns, it's how the ash never quite returns. But a single scrap of paper floats through the air, a final remainder of a broken affair. Escaping the fire, escaping the flame, holding the letters of your hidden name. I catch it gently in my shivering hand, the ultimate footnote of a forgotten land. And the piano plays an epilogue of ash, the quiet remainder of a violent clash. No thundering drums to disrupt the design, just a weeping violin that's crossing the line. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the courtyard is still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this ruined academy. us settle down. Leave the ghost in the town. I am looking through the indexes of my mind for the pieces of the narrative we left behind. But they've summarized our history in half a line, a clinical reduction of your soul and mine. No mention of the midnight mass or hidden key, or the private kingdom that we used to see. Just a brief citation in a standard text, a passing comment on what happened next. The ink is dry, the ledger has been put away, and the masters have moved on to a different day. They don't talk about the heretics who broke the gate, or the beautiful disaster that decided our fate. You are just a name inside a reference code, a tiny marker on a lonely road, and I am just the reviewer who checks the page, stuck inside the ruins of a tragic stage. The library is quiet, the shadows are gone, as the waking world begins to move along. We are the exiles of the grand design, reduced to a footnote at the bottom of the line. And the piano plays a slow and fading theme, the final remainder of a broken dream. No thunderous drums to shake the ancient floor, just a quiet cello at a closed wooden door. Yeah, the violins are gentle, the room is so cold, the shortest summary that ever was told in this final footnote. The page is clean, the margins are entirely bare. There is no trace of our affection left anywhere. You are a memory I am forced to compress, to fit the boundaries of their cul-de-sacs. The tragedy isn't that the fire went out, it's how they scrubbed away the history of our doubt. But a single ink stain remains upon the wood, a tiny proof that we once firmly stood right at the center of the grand design. Before they forced us to cross over the line, we closed the volume on the things we used to know, and let the text disappear beneath the winter winter snow. And the piano plays a slow and fading theme, the final remainder of a broken dream. No thunderous drums to shake the ancient floor, just a quiet cello at a closed wooden door. Yeah, the violins are gentle, the room is so cold, the shortest summary that ever was told. In this final footnote, let the ink dry, let the bindings hold fast. There is nothing left for us to salvage from the past. Did we burn the academy just to be erased? Did we lose the library to be entirely shake the ancient floor, just a quiet cello and a closed wooden door. Yeah, the violins are gentle, the room is so cold, the shortest summary that ever was told. In this final footnote, in this final footnote, turn the ultimate page, step down from the stage. The ivy has broken the conservatory glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. The grand piano stands under a shroud of white dust, and the copper strings have turned heavy with rust. I sit on the bench where we used to sit close, playing the music that the masters composed. But my left hand is clumsy, my right hand is cold, left with a melody that was never quite told. The sheet music is scattered across the damp floor, and nobody's locking the conservatory door. You used to hum along to the minor key shift before our private world started to drift. Now the room is a shell, an abandoned design where your parallel melody used to meet mine. We are classical pieces left unperformed in a sanctuary that was never quite warmed. Tilts in the freezing room air, a silent remainder of a broken affair. We read the final bars, we count the rest and hold the quiet tragedy close to the chest. And the piano plays a soft and solitary theme, the brutal awakening from a beautiful dream. No heavy drums to disrupt the empty space, just the weeping of a violin in our hiding place. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the room is so still, we bowed our heads beneath the winter's will. In this lonely conservatory, inches too wide when I'm sitting alone. The ivory keys feel as freezing as stone. I don't hear your harmony blending with mine, or see your shadow cross the border design. The tragedy isn't that the music must end, it's how the silence behaves like a friend. But a single clean note echoes out from the strings, a sudden reminder of the damage it brings. To remember the symphony we used to play before they cast us out and took it away. The conservatory is crumbling, the roof is so thin as the cold winter rain starts to puddle within. And the piano plays a soft and solitary theme, the brutal awakening from a beautiful dream. No heavy drums to disrupt the empty space, just the weeping of a violin in our hiding place. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the room is so still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this lonely conservatory. Let the music fade, let the keys grow cold. There are no melodies left for us to hold. Did we build this conservatory just to hide our scars? Did we lock the world away to forget the stars? In this lonely conservatory, in this lonely conservatory, close the keyboard lid, forget what we did. I'm sitting alone in the cold of the room, trying to write our way out of the gloom. The ink is a shadow, the paper is white, a blank invitation to the dead of the night. I try to reconstruct every phrase that you spoke before the connection completely awoke and broke. But the words are like water, they slip through the pen, and I don't know how to make them happen again. The fireplace is cold, the embers are gray, washing the memory of your image away. I sketch out your profile in the margins, white space, a fragile attempt to remember your face. We spent a lifetime translating the dead, but I can't translate the things that you said when the lanterns were bright and the gates were secure, and we thought that our private rebellion was pure. on the mantelpiece strikes 34, a fictional hour for a closed wooden door. I pull up my collar against the room's chill and bow my head down to the winter's harsh will. And I am the ghost writer left in the dark, trying to leave an intellectual mark. No thundering drums to disrupt the design, just a lonely piano that's crossing the line. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the violins cry underneath an unrecording indifferent sky. In this empty study, tipping, the graphite is smeared, exposing the monsters that we always feared. You are a phantom I can't quite erase, a permanent shadow in this isolated space. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how I sit here pretending we were just friends. But the pages are stacking, a monument tall to the secrets we chased on the library wall. A classical tragedy written in ink, revealing much more than I wanted to think. We calculated love by the structural cost and found that the ghostwriter is the one who was lost. And I am the ghost writer left in the dark, trying to leave an intellectual mark. No thundering drums to disrupt the design, just a lonely piano that's crossing the line. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the violins cry underneath an unrecording indifferent sky. In this empty study, let the ink dry, let the pages unlock, stop the relentless mechanical clock. Did I write our history just to watch it collapse? Did I draw the borders to tear up the maps? The cello is heavy, the violins cry underneath an unrecording indifferent sky. In this empty study, in this empty study, cap the fountain pen, don't write it again. The library is empty, the corridors bare. just a ghost of your presence left in the chair. The leather-bound books are all covered in grey, a silent museum of a forgotten day. I look at the desk where we used to translate the classical prose that decided our fate. The inkwell is dry and the pens have been lost. We finally calculated the ultimate cost. Statues are quiet, the garden is dead, with 1,000 footnotes left unsaid in the head. We don't argue of history or look for the hint of a parallel narrative in the fine print. We just walk through the ruins of what we designed. Two broken scholars left completely behind. The cursive script has all started to fade, like the private rebellion that we once made. The candle is burned right down to the stone, a final reminder that I am alone. We close the final ledger, we counted the rest, and hold the quiet sorrow tightly to the chest. And the piano plays a soft and postlude tune beneath the pale reflection of a dying moon. No heavy drums to break through the night, just the quiet weeping of a violin's flight. Yeah, the cello is gentle, the room is so still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this final chapter. To a gentle shade of rust, a quiet monument returning to the dust. I don't hear your breathing in the dark space next to me, just the echo of a beautiful domestic tragedy. We don't need the grand applause or heavy praise, just the slow conclusion of our scholarly days. Tapers to a single quiet chord, a safer weapon than a spoken word. We close the volume on the things we try to know, and watch the courtyard fill with winter snow. The final movement is beginning to unfold, the coldest story that was ever told. And the piano plays a soft and postlude tune beneath the pale reflection of a dying moon. No heavy drums to break through the night, just the quiet weeping of a violin's flight. Yeah, the cello is gentle, the room is so still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this final chapter. Let the ink dry, let the paper turn gray. There is nothing left for me to salvage today. Did we build this academy just to collapse? Did we draw the borders to tear up the soft and postlude tune beneath the pale reflection of a dying moon. No heavy drums to break through the night, just the quiet weeping of a violin's flight. Yeah, the cello is gentle, the room is so still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this final chapter, in this final chapter. Close the final book, take a final look. We stand in the shadow of the valley below, looking up at the towers covered in snow. The academy lights are a distant spark, a beautiful mansion inside of the dark. We are shivering cold in our ruined coats, with pockets filled up with encrypted old notes. The ink has run wet and the paper is torn, the coldest conclusion that ever was born. The statues above us look tiny and small, frozen in stone on the library wall. They don't even care that we're standing down here, left with the secrets we used to hold dear. The geometry of light has completely gone dark, leaving no trace of our scholarly mark. We are the footnotes that fell to the floor, and nobody's opening the archive door. The evening bells are a faint hollow sound, echoing over the frozen up ground. We look at the ruins of what we designed and leave the academy layout behind. And the orchestra moors in the depth of the veil as our private rebellion turns freezing and pale. With the thought of the drums and the weeping of string, we don't care about the winter that tomorrow will bring. Yeah, the cello is mourning, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in the shadow of the valley. Dry, there is nothing but static left under the sky. You turn your face from the mountaintop peak, too tired to listen, too broken to speak. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how we look at the ruins to make us amends. But the shadows are stretching across the flat plain, a permanent record of a scholarly pain. We built a sanctuary out of stone and pride, but we ran out of dark places left to hide. The text is complete, the final hours close. We traded the garden and kept the white rose. And the orchestra moors in the depth of the veil as our private rebellion turns freezing and pale. With the thought of the drums and the weeping of string, we don't care about the winter that tomorrow will bring. Yeah, the cello is mourning, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in the shadow of the valley. escape from it all.
Care about the winter that tomorrow will bring. Yeah, the cello is mourning, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in the shadow of the valley. In the shadow of the valley. Turn away from the light, step into the night.
Strip the wool coat, tear the silver crest. We are no longer the Academy's guest. The iron gates are thrown wide and cold as the final sentence is formally told. Our names are erased from the leather book. Every honor we earned they formally took. We walk down the steps in our matching black sleeves, cast out like shadows, forgotten like leaves. The rain is a hammer on the cobblestone square, washing the ashes right out of our hair. You look back once at the library tower as it fades in the mist of our final hour. The masonry stands like a cold stone cage that we used to inhabit on a translated page. But the keys have been turned and the barrier set, leaving us nothing but the architecture of regret. The chapel door slams shut behind our back. The sky overhead is turning to black. We are the exiles of the grand design, crossing the border and leaving the line. And the orchestra weeps as we walk through the rain, bearing the marks of our scholarly pain. With the thud of the drums and the crash of the keys, we fall to the earth on our shivering knees. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are leaving the shores of our forgotten land in this cold expulsion. We were forced to lose. Your hand is a ghost in the freezing air, a private remainder of a broken affair. We don't talk about the thesis we burned in the hall, or the shadows we chased on the library wall. But the world outside is an endless gray, washing the romantic illusions away. We built an academy to house our pride, but we ran out of dark places left to hide. The archive is locked and the gate is secure, and and we are the stains that they had to cure. And the orchestra weeps as we walk through the rain, bearing the marks of our scholarly pain. With the thud of the drums and the crash of the keys, we fall to the earth on our shivering knees. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are leaving the shores of our forgotten land in this cold expulsion. Let the rain wash, let the ink stain fade. Forget the secret society that we made. Did they cast us out to watch us freeze? Did we lose the library to beg on our knees? And the orchestra weeps as we walk through the rain, bearing the marks of our scholarly pain. With the thud of the drums and the crash of the keys, we fall to the earth on our shivering knees. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are leaving the shores of our forgotten land in this cold expulsion. In this cold expulsion, walk into the night, lose the final light. Inside the walnut-paneled room, underneath the shadow of our looming doom, the elderly masters in their midnight robes, probing our minds like cold electrodes. The stolen ledger sits upon the stand, a smoking gun from a forgotten land. They ask for names, they ask for dates, demanding to know who unlocked the gates. The grandfather clock is a mocking sound as the cross-examination circles around. Who translated the forbidden text? Which classical vault were you targeting next? I look at the floor, I look at the seam, refusing to wake from this beautiful dream. You sit to my right with the frozen stare, with the smell of the rain still fresh in your hair. The heavy light is burning our eyes, exposing the architecture of our lies. They demand a confession, they demand a name to settle the scores of their academic game. And the tribunal speaks as our secrets unfold, the coldest damn story that ever was told. With the slam of the drums and the pierce of the strings, we watch the destruction of our sacred things. Yeah, the cello is ruthless, the piano is sharp. We're tearing the wires right out of the heart. Before this court, by the oak desk, his expression a mixture of stern and grotesque. A lifetime of promise just bartered away for a handful of notes in the dark and the gray. He offers a pen, he points to the line, sign the confession and save your design. But we break the pen and we spit on the floor. We won't be the puppets of their ancient lore. Let them strip us of honors and tear up our grades. We are the masters of the shadow brigades. A beautiful ruin, a glorious fall. We'll carry our secrets right out of the hall. And the tribunal speaks as our secrets unfold. The coldest damn story that ever was told. With the slam of the drums and the pierce of the strings, we watch the destruction of our sacred things. Yeah, the cello is ruthless, the piano is sharp. We're tearing the wires right out of the heart. Before this court, let the gavel fall, let the sentence read. There is no confession that we ever will bleed. Did they build this tribunal just to break our pride? Did they think we would turn on the monster inside? And the tribunal speaks as our secrets unfold. The coldest damn story that ever was told. With the slam of the drums and the pierce of the strings, we watch the destruction of our sacred things. Yeah, the cello is ruthless, the piano is sharp. We're tearing the wires right out of the heart. Before this court, before this court, the verdict is passed. The die has been cast. We climb the winding stone steps to the peak. The air is thin and our breathing is weak. The rusted iron dome of the telescope stands, a skeletal ruin overlooking our lands. We look down at the valley, the lanterns below, moving like fireflies over the snow. They are sealing the borders, they are blocking the tracks, trapping the ghost with their ledgers and axe. You lean your head back against the cold glass, watching the dark constellations pass. We wanted to touch the geometry of light, but we only found exile inside of the night. The brass gears are frozen, the lenses are blurred, a silent critique of the truths we incurred. We are the astrologers of our own demise, reading the warnings in the oncurring skies. The mountain wind begins to roar, can't go back down to the valley floor. The circle is closing, the net has been cast. We've run out of future, we've run out of past. And the orchestra swells at the top of the world as the flags of our private rebellion are furled. With the thud of the drums and the weeping of cellos, we watch our youth turn to ash and to yellows. The piano is desperate, the violins cry underneath the cold, unrecording sky. At the observatory peak, as the frost starts to bite at your shivering skin. There are no more footnotes or charts left to write, just the clinical freeze of the ultimate night. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how we look at the stars just to make us amends. But the flashlights are cutting through the mountaintop mist. The final hiding place has been crossed off the list. Breaking the door, demanding the secrets we stole from the floor. We hold to each other as the glass starts to shatter, realizing that nothing we learned here will matter. And the orchestra swells at the top of the world as the flags of our private rebellion are furled. With the thud of the drums and the weeping of cellos, we watch our youth turn to ash and to yellows. The piano is desperate, the violins cry underneath the cold, unrecording sky. At the observatory peak, let the lens break, let the brass gears rust, turn the final star chart into a pile of dust. Did we climb the peak just to look at our fall? Did we lock the dome to escape from it all? Swells at the top of the world as the flags of our private rebellion are furled. With the thud of the drums and the weeping of cellos, we watch our youth turn to ash and to yellows. The piano is desperate, the violins cry underneath the cold, unrecording sky. At the observatory peak, at the observatory peak, let the frost take over. The winter is our clover. of my sleeves, running blind through the mud and the leaves. I can hear the distant shout of the guard as we push through the brush where the climbing is hard. Don't stumble now, don't look at the sky. There's no time to question the how or the why. They have the lanterns, they have the track, and they won't turn around until they bring us back. The rain is a wall, the shadows are deep. The secrets we swore we would permanently keep are heavy as lead in the cold of the chest as we run from the place where we once were a guest. You're losing your breath, I can hear the strain, a beautiful panic inside of the brain. We traded the safety of leather-bound posts for the wilderness where the bitter wind blows. The shadows are close in the distance tonight, a sudden exposure in the flashing light. Run through the thicket, don't look at the floor. We can't go back to the academy door. And the drums are a hammer, the strings are a knife. We are running like thieves for the rest of our life. With the crash of the cello and the piano's grand leap, we are crossing the rivers that are muddy and deep. Yeah, the pursuit is relentless, the rhythm is wild. The intellectual dark has abandoned its child. In this desperate chase, we hide in the hollow of a fallen oak, gasping for air as the cold dampens the smoke. Your eyes are two mirrors of terror and doubt, wondering if the light has completely gone out. The footsteps pass by just a few yards away. We hold our breath, praying for the gray. But the hounds catch the scent on the freezing wind. The final illusion has completely been. We jump from the hiding place back in the race with the fury of history right in our face. They calculate love by the debts that we owe and chase us down through the dark in the snow. And the drums are a hammer, the strings are a knife. We are running like thieves for the rest of our life. With the crash of the cello and the piano's grand leap, we are crossing the rivers that are muddy and deep. Yeah, the pursuit is relentless, the rhythm is wild. The intellectual dark has abandoned its child. In this desperate chase, don't stop now, let the heartbeat race. There is no mercy in their hiding place. Did we break the vault just to get caught in the trees? Did we learn the myths just to beg on our knees? along the stone wall, a sudden alarm echoing through the main hall. They found the broken lock, they found the ink stain. They know we've been rewriting history in vain. Don't grab your books, there is no time to pack. We've crossed the line and there is no turning back. I hear the footsteps on the gravel outside. We've run out of corners where we used to hide. The iron gate is closing, we have to move fast before they trap us inside of our own past. You drop your wool coat as we sprint through the courtyard. The rain is a sheet and the wind is hitting hard. We are the heretics they warn them about, the scholars of shadow, the disciples of doubt. But your hand is cold and my grip is starting to slip as the security lanterns pierce through the mist. The midnight towers are screaming out loud, a violent fracture in the academic cloud. Run for the border, run for the trees before they bring us down to our knees. And the orchestra roars as we crash through the gate, sprinting like madmen from an absolute fade. With the driving of drums and the screaming of strings, we don't care about the ruin that tomorrow brings. Yeah, the cello is furious, the piano is wild, the intellectual dark has abandoned its child in this desperate flight. We dive into the woods, we press into the brush, breathing so loud in the terrified hush. I see the panic painted white on your face, the final conclusion of our scholarly chase. The academy behind us is glowing with light as they search for the monsters who fled in the night. But the hounds are still baying at the edge of the wood. They won't stop the hunt until we're gone for good. A classical tragedy we cannot reverse, a beautiful blessing turned into a curse. We calculate love by the speed of our stride, with nothing but secrets left on our side. And the orchestra roars as we crash through the gate, sprinting like madmen from an absolute fade. With the driving of drums and the screaming of strings, we don't care about the ruin that tomorrow brings. Yeah, the cello is furious, the piano is wild, the intellectual dark has abandoned its child in this desperate flight. Don't look back, don't slacken the pace. They're tracking the footprints we left in our race. Did we build the academy just to escape? Did we trap ourselves in this dark velvet cave? And the orchestra roars as we crash through the gate, sprinting like madmen from an absolute fade. With the driving of drums and the screaming of strings, we don't care about the ruin Hidden away in a volume of state, I found a remainder of our shared fate. A folded up letter, unsealed and unread, holding the words that you never quite said. The wax was never stamped with your crest, just a quiet confession you hid from the rest. Tucked in the chapters on ancient decrees, left for the dust and the library breeze. Elegant handwriting slopes on the page, a voice from the past on a forgotten stage. You spoke of the pressure, the weight of the stone, and how you hated being crowded while completely alone. You asked if I'd run if you gave me the sign to cross over the border and leave them behind. A private rebellion, a structural flaw, the softest confession that I ever saw. The ink is still dark, though the paper is old, a story of fire that grew freezing cold. I hold the envelope up to the light and read what you wrote in the dead of the night. And I am reading the words of an epistolary ghost, the one that I think I will miss the very most. No thundering drums to break through the spell, just a cello that knows what we never could tell. Yeah, the violins are sweeping, the piano is grand. I'm holding your heartbeat right here in my hand, in this quiet discovery. The top says a winter ago, before the academy filled up with snow, before we burned down the historical proof and chased every shadow away from the roof. If I had just opened this volume before, would we still be fighting our internal war? But the past is a text cannot amend, a beautiful tragedy written to end. I fold up the paper and slide it back in, right where the chapters on ruin begin. A ghost in the archive, a loop in the thread, 1,000 sweet footnotes left entirely unsaid. And I am reading the words of an epistolary ghost, the one that I think I will miss the very most. No thundering drums to break through the spell, just a cello that knows what we never could tell. Yeah, the violins are sweeping, the piano is grand. I'm holding your heartbeat right here in my hand, in this quiet discovery. Let the ink dry, let the paper turn gray. There is nothing left for me to salvage today. Did you write me the letter just to leave it behind? Did you hide your affection in the depth of your mind? here in my hand. In this quiet discovery, in this quiet discovery, slide the letter away, leave it for another day. I have pulled the heavy velvet curtains tight to keep away the cruel encroaching light. The ledger is open, the inkwell is full, a quiet escape from the gravity's pull. They think I am lost, they think I am dead, but I am just living inside of my head, counting the commas and checking the charts, safe from the danger of vulnerable hearts. A creaking stone is so cold. The oldest philosophy ever was told is that he who withdraws is the one who survives beyond the demands of our tangled up lives. You left your spectacles here on the shelf, a tiny reminder I keep to myself. I don't cross the courtyard or look for your face. I've settled right into this isolated space. The evening bells are beginning to ring, a distant and hollow and beautiful thing. Let the world wander and let the world weep. I have a solitary vigil to keep, and I turn the pages of the Hermit's ledger, finding a quiet industrial pleasure. No thunderous drums to disrupt the design, just your ghost sitting parallel to mine. Yeah, the cello is warm and the piano is light. We are fading together into the night in this lonely tower. Protective layer over my desk and my solitary chair. I don't need the answers or classical prose, or to understand where the winter wind blows. The silence is heavy, the silence is sweet, a perfect conclusion, a total retreat. But a stray scrap of paper falls out from the binder, sudden, intense, and unwanted reminder. In your elegant script, just a sentence you left that opens the wound of the historical theft. The tower feels smaller, the air feels so thin, as the ghost of your memory rushes back in. And I turn the pages of the Hermit's ledger, finding a quiet industrial pleasure. No thunderous drums to disrupt the design, just your ghost sitting parallel to mine. Yeah, the cello is warm and the piano is light. We are fading together into the night in this lonely tower. Let the ink fade, let the bindings unlock. Stop the relentless mechanical clock. Did I lock myself out or lock myself in? Where does the safety of isolation end? Of the Hermit's ledger, finding a quiet industrial pleasure. No thunderous drums to disrupt the design, just your ghost sitting parallel to mine. Yeah, the cello is warm and the piano is light. We are fading together into the night. Speak in whispers so the room doesn't shake. The morning is a promise that I cannot make. The piano keys are cold beneath my fingertips as your name slips past my guarded lips. We spent the midnight hours binding up the past in leather sleeves we hoped would make it last. But the glue is dry and the thread is thin, and I don't know where your thoughts begin. We built a quiet kingdom out of old sheet music, a fragile grace though we were bound to lose it. You watched the dust motes drift across the ivory keys like tiny shipwrecks on forgotten seas. We don't argue of the history anymore, check the locks upon the heavy door. We just sit inside the silence we designed, two broken scholars left behind. The candle flickers on the music stand, a final shadow on an open hand. We read the final bars, we count the rest, and hold the sorrow tightly to the chest. And the piano plays a soft and lonely tune beneath the pale reflection of a fading moon. No heavy drums to tear the night apart, just the quiet weeping of a cello's heart. Yeah, the violins are gentle, the room is still. We bowed our heads beneath the winter's will in this quiet archive. Faded to a gentle shade of rust, a quiet monument returning to the dust. I hear your breathing in the dark space next to me, a beautiful domestic kind of tragedy. We don't need the grand applause or heavy praise, just the slow conclusion of our scholarly days. The music tapers to a single quiet chord, a safer weapon than a spoken word. We close the ledger on the things we try to know, and watch the courtyard fill with winter snow. The final movement is beginning to unfold, the coldest story that was ever told. And the piano plays a soft and lonely tune beneath the pale reflection of a fading moon. No heavy drums to tear the night apart, just the quiet weeping of a cello's heart. Let the music fade, let the keys grow cold. There are no stories left for us to hold. Did we build this sanctuary just to hide? Did we lock the world away to stay inside? we bowed our heads beneath a winter's will in this quiet archive. In this quiet archive, turn the final page, step down from the stage. In the margins of a heavy leather book, we left the secrets that the master never took. A pencil sketch, a sudden question mark, a quiet code for meeting in the dark. You wrote a comment on a line by Keats about the bitter taste of stolen sweets. I left my answer in a blurred out ink, revealing more than I had dared to think. The cursive script is crowded and precise, a secret dialogue of fire and ice. We don't address it when we meet by day, we let the printed text just lead the way. But in the shadows of the silent stacks, we leave our footprints in the melting wax. A parallel narrative begins to grow beneath the heavy lines of prose. We know the library is closing for the night. We turn the pages in the fading light, reading the words that we were forced to hide, living a double life on the inside. And we are writing our love in the Marginalia, beyond the rules and the grand regalia. With the pulsing cello and a soft piano line, we are connecting your handwriting to mine. Yeah, the text is cold, but the borders are warm. We found a shelter from the gathering storm in the corners of the page. The graphite smudges under my right thumb, a silent warning of what is to come. They'll find the volume on the restricted shelf and see the way I compromised myself. Your tiny notes are fading into gray, a fragile history we can't betray. But now the headmaster is looking through the text. We never know which volume will be next. We rush the aisles in a breathless panic flight to find the chapters that we wrote at night, to rub the pencil from the ancient page before our private world is put on stage. And we are writing our love in the Marginalia, beyond the rules and the grand regalia. With the pulsing cello and a soft piano line, we are connecting your handwriting to mine. Yeah, the text is cold, but the borders are warm. We found a shelter from the gathering storm in the corners of the page. Erase the lines, let the graphite fall, leave no remainder on the library wall. Did we write our history just to scrub it clean? Did we live our lives between lines unseen. Rub the pencil out, erasing every doubt. Across the wooden table, dissecting the truth from the myth and the fable. With a silver scalpel and a heavy glass lens, we look for the moment where the fracture begins. Here is the pulse that we used to defend, and here is the logic we used at the end. Every look, every phrase, every footnote we left, we catalogued cleanly in the wake of the theft. The ink in the specimen jar is turned blue, a clinical record of me and of you. We trace the synapses, we measure the distance between your compliance and my fierce resistance. You hold the lantern while I check the chart, studying the failure of our fragile parts. We are cold anatomists hidden away, looking for life in the dead and the gray. The midnight candles start to weep, we push past the hours where the normal men sleep. The final analysis is drawing so near, the coldest conclusion we ever held dear. And we map the anatomy, structure and bone, isolating the virus that left us alone. With the furious cello and a grand piano lead, we are counting the lines where the pages still bleed. Yeah, the rhythm is frantic, the intellect blind. We're rewriting the maps that we left in the mind. In this desperate study, is open, the ink has gone dry. There is no emotion left under the sky. We look at the bone and we look at the nerve, and calculate the angle of the downward curve. The heartbeat is static, the pressure is low, a structural ruin in the winter snow. But the specimen is starting to push through the glass. The ghosts of our history are coming to pass. We cross the laboratory in a frantic sprint, looking for a shadow or a hidden hint. The thesis is proven, the layout is clear, and we are the monsters we used to fear. We map the anatomy, structure and bone, oscillating the virus that left us alone. With the furious cello and a grand piano lead, we are counting the lines where the pages still bleed. Yeah, the rhythm is frantic, the intellect blind. We're rewriting the maps that we left in the mind. In this desperate study, fibers tear, there is nothing but static left in the air. Did we study the heart just to watch it break? Did we learn the anatomy for our own sake?
alone with a furious cello and a grand piano lead. We are counting the lines where the pages still bleed. Yeah, the rhythm is frantic, the intellect blind. We're rewriting the maps that we left in the mind. In this desperate study, in this desperate study, close the laboratory.
Let the dust settle down. I am alphabetizing the things that we broke under a ceiling stained heavy with smoke. A is for archives we shouldn't have read. B is for beautiful words that you said. I trace the margins of every old page, locking my thoughts in an ivory cage. The ink on my fingers is purple and deep, a quiet reminder of promises we couldn't keep. C is for candles that burn to the wick. D is for danger that made the heart sick. We study the grammar of ancient declines and look for our names in the classical lines. You left a bookmark on page 94, right where the protagonist walks out the door. I analyze structure, I study the tense, trying to make all this misery make sense. The hours are slipping like sand through the glass. We are the students who never will pass. We memorize shadows, we catalog pain, and look for rhythm inside of the rain. And we write the lexicon chapter by part, translating the ruins of a scholarly heart, lost in the syntax of what used to be, stuck in the footnotes of your history. Yeah, the cello is pulsing, the piano is sharp. We're pulling the strings of a broken old heart in this midnight study. That live in the floor. F is for footsteps that come here no more. The tea has gone cold in the porcelain cup, a bitter remainder as the sun comes up. I look at the vocabulary of our design and realize your name is no longer with mine. G is for ghosts that we invited to stay. H is for how we just threw it away. We are obsessive, we're out of our minds, looking for light where the curtain blinds. The dictionary of our disaster is clear, and we are the only ones left living here. We write the lexicon chapter by part, translating the ruins of a scholarly heart, lost in the syntax of what used to be, stuck in the footnotes of your history. Yeah, the cello is pulsing, the piano is sharp. We're pulling the strings of a broken old heart in this midnight study. Let the ink fade, let the pages fray. There are no words left for me to say. Did we compile the lexicon just to forget? Did we define love by the depth of regret? Of your history. Yeah, the cello is pulsing, the piano is sharp. We're pulling the strings of a broken old heart in this this midnight study. In this midnight study, close the dictionary, let the ink dry out. Dry, the final hours close. We traded thorns and we forgot the rose. The headmaster stands at the iron gate with a leather ledger that decides our fate. We spent the winter compiling the proof of every heresy hidden under this roof. But the pages are heavy and the smoke is thick as the wax runs down the final candlestick. Thesis is laid on the desk, a beautiful horror, sublime and grotesque. We translated the sins of the centuries past and realized too late that we're trapped in the cast. You stand by the window with a shaking hand, watching the fire consume our land. The architecture can no longer hold the terrible secrets that we went and sold. The chapel bells are starting to scream, the brutal awakening from a beautiful dream. The final boundary has been crossed. We calculate everything we've lost. Burn the thesis, let the ashes rise. Look at me with your brilliant ruined eyes. The orchestra plays as the tower falls. Goodbye to the safety of these haunted halls. Yeah, the cello is furious, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in our final hour. With no mercy to spare, just the smell of smoke in the freezing air. The books are scattered across the floor and nobody's checking the grades anymore. You look at me through the drifting ash, the quiet conclusion of a violent clash. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how we rewrite it to pretend we were friends. The statues are cracking in the heat of the blaze. The final curtain on our scholarly days. We built a sanctuary out of stone and pride, but we ran out of dark places left to hide. The archive is burning, the truth has been freed, and we are the footnotes that nobody will read. Burn the thesis, let the ashes rise. Look at me with your brilliant ruined eyes. The orchestra plays as the tower falls. Goodbye Coattails turn the corridor, a phantom memory I can't ignore. Footsteps clicking on the herringbone floor as you vanish past the library door. The shadows are long and the air is cold, chasing the truth that was never told. We run through the dark with a frantic pace, trying to outrun our own disgrace. Pages tearing from the stolen book, I freeze beneath your academic look. We drop our notes in the sudden rush, breathing hard in the midnight hush. They're waking up in the master's hall, they'll find our names engraved on the wall. So pull up your collar and tighten your grip before the secrets start to slip. The heavy lanterns start to flare, there's panic in the frosty air. The hunt is on, the hounds are near, we run from everything we hold dear. We are chasing phantoms in the mist, dying for a truth that don't exist. Run until the string section breaks, see how much the trembling heart can take. Yeah, the cello is breathless, the piano is fast. We are running from a haunted past in this desperate race. The wet gravel crunches under our shoes, we calculate everything we're about to lose. You look back once with wide, terrified eyes as the lightning strikes and splits the skies. We're caught in the open, we're caught in the rain, with nothing to show but our scholarly pain. The statues are watching from their iron gates as we try to rewrite our predetermined fates. We cross the courtyard in a desperate sprint, looking for a shadow or a hidden hint. The archive is breached and the alarm has been spun. There's nowhere left for us to run. We are chasing phantoms in the mist, dying for a truth that don't exist. Run until the string section breaks, see how much the trembling heart can take. Yeah, the cello is breathless, the piano is fast. We are running from a haunted past in this desperate race. Don't look back, don't stop the pace, they're closing the gap on our hiding place. Did we steal the text just to lose the lead? Did we break the vault just to watch it bleed? We are chasing phantoms in the mist, dying for space, reaching for a silent god, walking the paths that the ghosts have trod. Dust is settling on the master's chair. There's a scent of winter in the stagnant air. We carved our initials in the rotting oak behind a heavy curtain of tobacco smoke, hoping the structure would hold our names before we lost control of our dangerous games. Stained glass fractures the incoming light, turning our morning into a permanent night. We study the architecture of ancient grief, finding in the stone a temporary relief. You lean your head against the frozen wall, listening to the rain as the empires fall. We are curators of a beautiful decay, watching the outside world just drift away. Stretch across the floor, they lock us in and bar the door. We chose the vault, we chose the dark, and left our youth outside the park. And the piano plays a broken chord, sweeter than the sharpest sword. We buried our secrets in the Gothic stone, forever together but entirely alone. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the violins cry underneath the vaulted artificial sky. In this cold sanctuary, turn to a stain, a permanent record of a hidden pain. We don't even talk about the world outside or the parts of ourselves we had to divide. The books are our shields, the stone is our cage. We live our lives out on a translated page, but the masonry is starting to show its age, trapped inside the chapters of a tragic stage. The gargoyles stare from their heavy beams, mocking the ruins of our scholarly dreams. We calculated love by the structural cost and found that everything we valued was lost. And the piano plays a broken chord, sweeter than the sharpest sword. We buried our secrets in the Gothic stone, forever together but entirely alone. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the violins cry underneath the vaulted artificial sky. In this cold sanctuary, let the mortar crumble, let the arches break. There is nothing left for them to take. Did we build this tomb just to hide our scars? Did we lock the vault to forget the Let the dust settle down, leave the secrets in the ground.
Echo on the marble floor, lock the brass handles on the heavy door. The moonlight filters through the high stained glass. We pray the waking world will let us pass. Forbidden shells where the restricted lay. We seek the truth they try to wash away. A stolen lexicon, a broken seal. We only want to feel what's real. The Latin phrases twist upon the tongue, a dangerous game for those who die so young. You hold the candle as the shadows grow, chasing the ghosts of those who went below. Fresh upon your trembling wrist, a secret ritual that won't exist. When morning light exposes all the flaws and binds us back to their domestic laws. The midnight hour begins to chime. We are the thieves of borrowed time. Turn the rusted iron key to see what we weren't meant to see. And we are running through the halls of the grand design, drinking down the truth like a poison wine. With the drugging of the drums and the weeping string, we don't care about the ruin that tomorrow brings. Yeah, the cello is furious, the piano is wild, the intellectual dark has reclaimed its child. In the midnight hour, in the midnight hour, dust is thick as smoke. We swallow down the words we never spoke. I see the panic in your brilliant eyes, the heavy burden of our grand disguise. We cataloged our hearts in an index file and buried our affection in a cross-reference pile. But now the text is breathing on the page, a tragic comedy upon a Gothic stage. The statues watch us from their stony height as we commit our heresies tonight. We tear the bindings from the master's thoughts and tie ourselves
break of day. The rain is weeping on the window pane. They call your glory by a different name. A tragic hero in a wool coat spun. You chase the eclipse and you curse the sun. Isolated in your ivory tower, counting down your final golden hour. You'd rather break than let them see you bend, chasing a beautiful, predictable end. Settle on your ancient Greek text. We never know which line will ruin us next. You quote the myths like they could shield your chest from the cold reality you never confessed. Your pride is a crown made of sharpened lead. Heavy is the mind where the muses have bled. To blur, remembering the monsters that we were. The text is clear, the fate is signed for the brilliant and the blind. Oh, Achilles, let the armor fall. The ivory towers cannot save us all. A symphony of sorrow in the courtyard square. We pull the black ribbons from your golden hair. Yeah, the cello is weeping, the piano is grand. Provide no relief. You hold your secrets like a loaded gun, the favorite child of a dying son. Oh, Achilles, let the armor fall. The ivory towers cannot save us all. A symphony of sorrow in the courtyard square. We pull the black ribbons from your golden hair. Yeah, the cello is weeping, the piano is grand. We are watching you slide through our open head in the pouring rain. Let the shield rust, let the spear break. See how much a fragile soul can take. We read the tragedy but skip the part where the hero dies of a lonely heart. The armor fall, it can't save us all. Ink stains on a leather-bound book, a heavy shadow that the hallway took. We traced the geometry of ancient stone and learned to be crowded while completely alone. The ivy is choking the balcony rail, the ink on the parchment is starting to pale. We look for the answers in classical prose, but nobody keeps what the winter wind blows. Motes dancing in a single beam, living inside of a dead poet's dream. The grandfather clock is a hammer tonight, striking the hours in the dim candlelight. We argue of empires that fell to the rust, and how every monument turns into dust. You hold your teacup like a weapon of war, defending a boundary that matters no more. The midnight bells begin to toll, a quiet fracture in the soul. We read the lines between the lines and ignore all the warning signs. And the orchestra plays as the library burns. We are twisting the pages and waiting our turns, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. Yeah, the cello is heavy, the piano is grand. We are holding the ashes of a forgotten land in this Gothic parade. Morning arrives with a cold coat of gray, washing the romantic illusions away. The coffee is bitter, the fire is dead, with 1,000 footnotes left unsaid in the head. We walk through the courtyard in matching wool coats, passing each other encrypted small notes. The tragedy isn't that everything ends, it's how we rewrite it to make us just friends. The statues are weeping in the heavy downpour. We don't even know what we're fighting here for. A classical myth that we cannot escape, a silhouette trapped in a dark velvet cave. The archive is locked and the keys have been lost. We calculate love by the ultimate cost. A beautiful ruin, a structural flaw, the coded's conclusion that we ever saw. And the orchestra plays as the library burns. We are twisting the pages and waiting our turns, lost in the architecture of our own regret, chasing the things that we ought to forget. settle